1 week from tomorrow morning, we will be on our way to the British Virgin Islands. The BVI, as you probably know, are located in the Caribbean, just east of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. We'll be flying into St. Thomas on the U.S. Virgin Islands side, after which we'll take about a 1-hour ride by fast ferry out of St. Thomas to the seaport in the BVI capital city of Roadtown. Once processed by the, shall we say, extremely relaxed Customs and Immigrations officers, we'll take about a 1.5-mile taxi ride to the Roadtown Marina and the moorings, which is our charter company's base location. After checking in at the marina and dropping off our luggage, it's only about a 500-yard walk to the grocery store where we'll do our provisioning. With the amount of provisions that we'll be getting, and by provisions I mean mostly alcohol, we'll grab a cab to make it easier to get everything back to the marina. We'll get our luggage and provisions put away, and then spend the evening getting familiar with our sailing yacht. Our boat is a South African-made Leopard 50 sailing catamaran. It's the largest boat that any charter company that I'm aware of offers, where you can just take the boat out yourself without one of their full-time captains along. It measures 50 feet long and 25.5 feet wide. It draws over 5 feet of water and has a mast height of 77 feet and weighs over 22.5 tons. It's basically a floating condo built more for comfort than for performance. So while we won't be setting any sailing speed records, we'll probably never be moving at more than about 8 knots or around 10 miles an hour. It makes for a reasonably comfortable base of operations to explore the islands. Saturday night, we'll have dinner and cocktails at the on-site bar and restaurant before calling it a day. Sunday morning, after a briefing and systems checkout, we'll cast the lines and make our way to our first destination, Manchineel Bay in Cooper Island. The Cooper Island Beach Club is one of only 6 privately owned properties on the island, and they have some tasty drinks that we can enjoy on the deck, at the bar, and they even have tables in the water. After a short dinghy ride, or swim if you prefer, back to the boat, we'll have the opportunity to shower before returning to the beach club for dinner and a great view of the sunset. Monday morning, we'll leave Cooper Island early and possibly under motor depending on the prevailing winds in order to make sure that we get to one of the relatively few mooring balls located at the world-famous baths located on the south end of Virgin Gorda. Here we'll spend several hours walking, climbing, and wading through the grottos. It's not a strenuous activity by any means, but we'll be climbing over and around, up and down the formations, so you definitely want to bring along some water shoes. Since there's no overnight anchoring allowed at the baths, in the early afternoon we'll set sail, or possibly motor again, along the eastern coast of Virgin Gorda to Long Bay, potentially our anchorage for the night. About 3/4 of a mile away from Long Bay is where we'll beach the dinghy and take a short hike to the Sugarcane restaurant, where we'll enjoy a semi-upscale dinner, drinks, and sunset views. Tuesday will bring a bit of a longer sail, and definitely across more open seas, to the northernmost and only coral island of the BVI, Anegada. With its highest point only 28 feet above sea level, Anegada is nearly flat and is known for its miles of white sand beaches and the 4th largest barrier coral reef in the world. Once ashore, we'll set off on a 4-mile stroll down the white sandy beaches of the West End until we round the point and make our way to Cowwreck Beach. Reportedly a favorite destination of Sir Richard Branson, the Cowwreck Beach Resort will reward us with cold drinks and food, including conch fritters, apparently acclaimed as the best in the BVI, and of course incredible ocean views. A short taxi ride will bring us back to Setting Point, where, after cleaning up on the boat, we'll return ashore for dinner at one of the local restaurants, where you can enjoy what is considered some of the best lobster in the world. Orders must be phoned in ahead because you order it, and then they go catch it. Wednesday will be our longest sail of the week of around 30 nautical miles, so 4.5, possibly 5 hours, to Joost Van Dyke. Joost, as it's commonly called, is a very popular tourist destination since it's easily accessible by private boats from Tortola, as well as the U.S. Virgin Islands of St. Thomas and St. John. We'll anchor in Great Harbor and take a short dinghy ride around the point to White Bay, where we can visit the well-known Soggy Dollar and other popular bars like the One Love Bar, where Kenny Chesney filmed several scenes of his music video for the song No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problem. We'll probably take a vote for whomever's in the best shape to drunk dinghy us back to the boat, where we'll clean up and visit the famous Roxy's restaurant to enjoy dinner and a sunset. Thursday, we'll set sail roughly southeast from Joost Van Dyke, past Tortola, to White Bay at Norman Island. Norman Island is completely uninhabited and entirely privately owned by billionaire Yale professor, psychiatrist, commodities trader, and entrepreneur Henry Jarecki. Today, Bites Bay is the site of the famous Willie T floating bar and restaurant, our dinghy destination for lunch, drinks, and more than likely some shenanigans. You want to pace yourself appropriately, however, in order to enjoy snorkeling in the 3 water-level caves located just outside of the western edge of the bight. Dinner will be at Pirate's Bite, one of only 2 restaurants on the island. Friday, we'll wrap up our adventure with a short, early morning sail back to Roadtown and the Moorings Marina. We'll need to be packed and ready to make our way back to the port and catch the ferry to St. Thomas to make our return flight at 2 p.m. Of course, this is merely a tentative itinerary subject to winds and weather. Regardless, it'll be 6 days of adventure, making memories with good friends.